To that historic hearing before the U.S. Supreme Court. Today, justices heard arguments in the same-sex marriage case that could pave the way for legalizing gay marriage across the country.
We are taking you inside the Supreme Court with a look at today's monumental case. 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash is live in Washington, D.C. with the very latest developments for us. Anu?
Those oral arguments lasted for 2.5 hours. The justices here got to hear from attorneys on both sides and asked plenty of tough questions, and now it is in their hands. Stepping out of the Supreme Court and into history.
It's been an honor, and hopefully we're on the right side of history and our kids will now have equal protection.
April DeBoer and Jane Rouse's challenge of Michigan's ban on same-sex marriage has now been heard by the highest court in the country. What started as their mission to adopt each other's kids may end with a landmark ruling on gay marriage. For them, being a part of history was surreal.
I can't even put into words how honored we are to be here and representing Michigan and the United States.
Oral arguments took 2.5 hours. One issue, can a state refuse to issue a marriage license to a same-sex couple under the 14th Amendment? In a rare move, the Supreme Court released audio recordings of today's session. Mary Bonato argued on behalf of the petitioners.
Michigan has placed intensely vulnerable children with these petitioners who have nurtured them to a healthy childhood. Does Michigan deny them marriage because they didn't conceive those children together, when Michigan would let other adoptive parents who are a different sex couple marry? No, Michigan is drawing a line because it does not approve of the adult relationship, no matter what the protestations may follow.
Michigan Special Assistant Attorney General John Bursch argued on behalf of the state.
When you enact social change of this magnitude through the federal courts, it's cutting off that dialogue, and it's saying one group gets their definition and the other is maligned as being irrational or filled with animus. And that's not the way that our democratic process is supposed to work, and there are long-term harms to our country and to that fundamental liberty interest to govern ourselves.
There were tough questions for both sides. Some discussion centered on whether the issue is best decided by each state.
Closing the debate can close minds, and it will have a consequence on how this new institution is accepted. People feel very differently about something if they have a chance to vote on it than if it's imposed on them by the courts.
A decision from the justices likely won't come until this summer. DeBoer and Rouse say they are feeling confident their journey will end with a victory.
We're nurses. We're not going to let our patients fail. We're hopefully not going to let Michigan fail. And, we're going to stay positive till the end.
Well, this has certainly been an emotional journey for April DeBoer and Jane Rouse. Now, coming up on Action News at 6 o'clock, we'll take you back inside the U.S. Supreme Court, and you'll hear more from the justices and the attorneys on this high-profile case. Also, there was one disruption during today's oral arguments. We'll tell you what that's about coming up at 6. For now, reporting live in Washington, D.C., Anu Prakash, 7 Action News.